welcome to Memento, Vivere with Rica. Okay, to celebrate, it's her. It is her. Wait. This is my all-time favorite part. Hi. Hi. I feel so happy and so like to finally to talk. Like we haven't talked. Charlie baby, I'll be getting too close. I love that song. Talk. Okay, so I actually did have a podcast recorded, and it never was able to upload. Like I don't know what was going on. I think I super hot. Hold on. Mucha ropa. Okay, her. So this is the first time we talked since I got back from Europe, and all I was listening to was Aquamarine, Magic in You. Well, this album by Club Sport, the best album ever. I don't know. I just it's just really good. I have been in love with music as usual. Halsey's new album I really did enjoy. I think the song that I listen to a lot is The End. No, The Great Impersonator. I don't know, I love this part. Like the where she's like but hi, I came back in the worst time possible, which was the election, and it has sit with us for a while, and I think the biggest takeaway has been one, although we can't. I think it's very easy for our brain to like process it as like all of America hates us, or like all of America hates queer and trans and just everyone and immigrants, but in all reality, also a big majority did vote for the opposite. We have to like stay off of the news. Like I think right now it's very important to like be so burnt out by the news and the outlets that we just have to we really do just have to block it out a little bit. Mainly because a lot of things are getting just like they're getting used to like for propaganda. Also, I'm wearing these are like I could scream. I bought these. I got these in France, duh. And they're like, I feel like Dorothy. Speaking of, oh my god, I'm watching Wicked on Thursday. I got the tickets like literally right as they got announced because I'm like I need to go see this movie. Like I am so excited. At first, the Arianator in me was like I need to go see Arianki. And then I really got into like the lore of Wicked and like the Broadway musical and like just the story in itself, and I was like, wow, I'm very excited. Like this is very big, and like just theater kid lore, and also like just for the arts. I don't know, I think I've been okay. Also, another arts that I've seen has been Megan Thee Stallion's documentary, which I implore you to go watch this because it made me cry. It made me cry mainly because like she was just so alone, and listening to her music, I know like you can be like you got this from listening to her music, but she literally says in her music that like no one checked up on her, and like she was at her lowest, and like no one checked up on her in the documentary. No one, like she just felt so alone, and like she was saying how losing her mom just like I don't know, like it's a very emotional thing because I've also been dealing with like my mother's health my whole life, but mainly it's been really broadened this year, and her speaking about her mom passing, and just her speaking about how when she left human form, she doesn't feel like she's doing a good job because her mom is not there to tell her she's doing a good job, although she's literally won Grammys, she's hosting SNL or whatever it is. She's like, I feel like I'm not doing enough because my mother's not here to tell me good job. And that really struck a chord with me, just being a little gay kid. Like, our mommies is everything. Like, although some relationships are not the best and like some relationships are very rocky and like, you know, my relationship with my mother is very interesting, mainly because a religion thing. But at some point, like, we do have to put past this, not for everything, but I just love your mommy. And if you get love back, it is a beautiful love, and it's one that can never be replicated nor ever be gained. But that also is chosen family during this time is very, very important because we have to unify and we have to unite and stick together. It is very important to stick together right now during, you know, if you live in like, I think I also speak in a spot of like privilege because I'm not trans, I'm not an immigrant, I'm not a woman. Like, although, okay, lately I've been having a lot of thoughts of like, I don't necessarily, I do, you know, my pronouns, like if people ask, I'm like he, him, but I really do not, like, I don't know, I'm just a body, like I'm just Manny, like I'm just a body. The way that I've been, okay, I've been reading this book, right? This book I started last week and I've been like annotating it because I realized that I fall asleep when I read. And I've been reading it in Spanish as well because that's helped me. But there's a lot of words that I don't understand, which is really good because I'm learning new words. But I've been like annotating just like everything. And let me read you like just like my like, I don't know. I think this trip was really, really a pivotal moment for like 21-year-old Manny. That was the longest I had been without, and it opened like this new part of my brain and like it like refreshed me. It made me, I don't necessarily love being like, oh, I felt like the past me or like whatever, because that's still you and it is very important to like change and grow and whatever. But it made me think of times where my creativity was just flowing and I was just, you know, going to bed early. Like I've been going to bed at 8:30. I don't know if it's necessarily because I, you know, have been improving on certain habits in my life and I haven't been like overeating or whatever it is or consuming so much caffeine. Like in France, like literally like everything is so slow. Like you wake up and like nothing opens till 10. Like everything is just chill. It's a very beautiful experience. I learned to have fun without drugs, which is a possibility. Like, call me crazy. This one time I talked to this guy and he said that he could not have fun without alcohol. I'm not a drinker. Like, I don't like drinking. Like, I can't, like, I really cannot relate, but I can relate on other vices and like on other, mainly weed. And like, I don't think it's necessarily a weed problem that like my creativity went down or like I just felt sluggish. I think that is a me problem or like that is something that okay, I'm very excited, but I'm going to do 11/11 again. I know it's like, it was something that I did in the past, but I really, really want to just create more and talk more. And I feel like what I'm really good at is like cute little topics and just talking. I think I really loved doing them, and I realized that everything is in my power and it's in my, you know, it's up to me what I do. As to you, like I think it's up to everyone and like up to how you perceive and how you interpret the world and how you take things and turn them into like a lesson or turn them into something beautiful. I've been really, really, really big on just seeing the beauty in things and like being like, you know what? Life can be hard and life can be difficult and situations or family members can be a little bit, you know, interesting and like conflicts and whatever. But as long as you have like love in your heart and as long as you do things with good intention and you have good karma, then the universe is going to work in your favor because there's no other way. Like everything, even if bad stuff comes or like negative situations come or like things that you feel like are negative, there's really nothing bad that can come out of this but a lesson learned. Like there's no wrong decision because everything just everything just falls into place. Like if it's one thing I've learned this year is that everything is meant to happen. Maybe not everything, but a lot of things are I feel like are just in place that you know, it just unravels everything, like the butterfly effect, which I think is very beautiful. Something else that I really, really got into in France was journaling. I learned how to articulate my feelings much better, and I learned how to like, okay, like look, like it's just so beautiful what I was able to like journal. So like this was during my flight to Germany, which was my like little layover, because you have to like fly to Germany and then fly to Marseille. This was my time in Marseille. This was my time in Paris. So Paris was okay. So Paris was really interesting because it's not. I would not recommend to stay in Paris if like for me, like I don't like, you know, you do whatever you want, but like but like I got very overwhelmed. I remember like going into the Louvre and like just being insanely overwhelmed. Like people were crying over the Mona Lisa, and like I understand it's the Mona Lisa, and I understand that people have like dreamt of this moment, or like they always like look up to this painting. But girl, like you are surrounded by paintings that are much more much more beautiful, and like sculptures that are so insane, and like it's like how like I find art so beautiful. Like how did someone like put their mind like I don't know, art is amazing. Like I can spend hours in the museums and like unless it gets repetitive, which is something that happened in the Louvre. Like it was just constant like Catholicism and like Jesus and like saints and whatever. Like I love when it has a little bit of surrealism. Weird. I want weird, you know. So we went to Tokyo Palace. Okay. Tokyo Palace was probably the trippiest museum ever. Like it's a very Paris trippy, like bonjour, like you know, like boobies out type of thing. Like it's very like obscure. It's very like open your mind and let it, like it's very like senses. Like there was one where we laid on the floor and it was like but it was about the volcano and it was about like awareness. There was one where it was like feet and it was just like hee 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 ha ha ha. There was one where I don't know, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. There was one where it was like a line and like it was someone like going back and forth like trying to get over this little line, like little crack. And it talked about like addiction and it talked about like habits and just falling into like a new person, but like you're still in the old habits, like just going back and forth between crossing that line. I thought was very beautiful, but this went for like 20-30 minutes. And you just like look at it and like you reflect and you like, you know, it's very beautiful to like have art that like changes you or like makes you think. I want to think. I think it's very important to think. Speaking of thinking, I think something that I also did was stay off of social media, which also something that I noticed in the Megan documentary, which will, you know, full circle, but keep in mind Megan documentary. So during this time in Europe, I didn't go on my phone because like girl, like I want to be present. Like something that I've been working on is being present. Like being present is just the present. Like we need to be present. Like please, like inhale, exhale, be present. It's my way to like be present and like think. Like okay, I'm thinking. Okay, now you know, but. I was off of social media and I was mainly off of Twitter. I have deleted Twitter off my phone because one, get off of Twitter. This is gonna be an 11/11, so I'm gonna abbreviate. But in the Megan documentary, I don't know if everyone catched this. I don't know if they did this on purpose. I don't know what was going on, but she was constantly on like Twitter, just like. Or Instagram, whatever it is, just checking the comments and like checking what people were saying about her and like how they didn't believe how she got shot, how they were twisting it, how they were calling her a liar, how they were trying to make it seem like she had sex with him. Like who the hell cares? She got shot. And just constantly being on Twitter and like that constantly affecting her mind and her state and her mood. And I think that's a really big thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is that like social media is an addiction. Like you can be addicted to social media and constantly like doom scrolling is not good for your mind. Like going outside and like breathing and like getting into, okay, I got into tarot readings, like a tarot card, like a little spread or like a little card of the day. Like I don't know, I think it's like it's very important to like, I think tarot has really bad like, has a negative like connotation to it, and like a negative like feeling to it. If you're like, if you grew up with religious parents, you know, like, especially, I don't know, like my Mexican parents, like, girl, they do not like tarot. Like, they think it's the devil. And I think that's very, excuse my language, but very stupid and bizarre to think that, because like, in no, like, nowhere do the tarot, do the cards mention anything about like either a religion or b like heaven or hell or God. Like, they don't even talk about that. They literally talk about like today will be better, or look at new habits, or like it's all about intuition. It's all about how you interpret these things. Like, I think it's very close-minded, and it's very like ego to like an egoic mind to like be like, this thing is right and this thing is wrong, and like my religion is right and this is wrong. Girl, nothing is right nor wrong, because these are all man-made thoughts. Like, everything is a thought, especially by men, especially for control, especially for the patriarchy. Like, I was trying to read this Buddhism book during my trip, and it got a little bit boring, because it was like it was just telling me all about like the story and like how it started, and like Buddha and like whatever, and like I love, mad respect for him. But there was a part where women wanted to get into Buddhism as well, and he was like, no, and they had to convince him. And I was just like, okay, like whatever, like girl, whatever, like you're a human, like whatever. And then it talks about, in this book, A New Earth, it talks about Jesus and how people misconstrued it, and they just interpreted his thoughts into a organized religion way. And it's nothing like that. Like, literally, Jesus was a homie. Like, Jesus would literally vote for Kamala. Like, I don't know, like, I think it's something that, like, people take for their ego, like, people take for control, and like, Jesus would not hang out with all of these people who claim Jesus. Like, I'm sorry, but he wouldn't. Like, he would not like you. But it's just something very important to me to, like, highlight, because we have these figures that we're always taught to, like, you know, Buddha, Jesus, whatever, and they make us believe that, like, these were like gods, and these were like, you know, like they did whatever. And it's like, no, girl, like they literally were the most present hippies people ever, and like they were just so against the patriarchy and against like the system that they got killed. Well, Jesus mainly got killed. I don't know about Mr. Buddha. He died. Oh my god, no. Didn't he die from like food poisoning? I was reading about it. Like, he died and like he got food poisoning before his death or something like that. I was like, wait, that's kind of crazy. Like, oh my god. Also, speaking of eating, I ate okay, my favorite thing from France that I took was falafel sandwiches. I literally have dreams of falafel sandwiches. Like, I think they're the yummiest. Like, I could eat them like, I literally got back to America and I was like, how do I make falafel sandwiches? I was like, I had to go to a natural grocery store, because that's the only place that sells falafel and like falafel stuff. And I want to learn how to make it, but like, girl, like, that's not me. Like, I know, like, in France, like, we cooked a lot, and like we ate fresh. Like, something that really changed, like, I literally lost weight from how different I was eating, because there was a chicken salad. Oh my god, it was the yummiest chicken salad in the world. Like, I literally would fly to eat that chicken salad. I am flying to eat that chicken salad. Like, it was the yummiest. Like, it had obviously chicken, but it had lettuce. It had like, their cheese is so like, I just love, like, I love the food. But yeah, those were some takeaways from France that I think are very important for me, and something that I just, you know, I took from there. Like, follow your intuition, journaling, spending time in nature, walking, not drinking so much caffeine, and just taking it slow and just riding the vibe. I did not find one mean, like, my friends were like, oh my god, like, French people are mean, like, da, da, da. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was a little worried. But, okay, one, I did not see any other Mexican there my whole trip. Even in Paris, even in Marseille, like, I did not see any Mexican. And, like, you know, I was there, so, like, representation. But, like, I was a little gagged. Like, ¿dónde está mi gente latina? But I was like, okay, whatever, like, you know, like, okay, like, whatever, like, maybe they're like, maybe they're in London, I don't know. But I was just very wary. I was like, okay, like, I don't know, like, what's going on. No one was mean. I feel like the energy that you give is the energy that you receive, and everyone was very lovely and everyone was very nice. So, you know, I think it goes to show like stereotypes and like things that people believe is really just man-made thoughts. Like, this is so insane. Like, everything is man-made. Everything is man-made, literally. But the movies, okay, so I watched The Substance. Okay, we went to the movie theater in France. It's like, okay, so you literally look at like this old town building and you're like, okay, there cannot be like a movie theater in here. Girl, there are like 7 different big ass rooms of movies. I watched The Substance. Okay, out of 5 stars, I would give it a 4 point, okay. I would give it a 4.5 because the ending was very silly to me. It was directed by this like French director, and like I saw that, like, it was very cutesy. I love it. I was not scared nor grossed out because it's really just blood, like, and like needles. Like, I've gotten tattoos, I've bled before, like, it's fine. It was, I love the message. Like, this was like spooky Barbie. Like, this was spooky Barbie. And I love Sue. I never knew who Sue was. And then my friend was like, yeah, like, Lana Del Rey wrote a song about her. This is a simple song. Gonna write it for a friend. I'm inside out. I'm messy with the pen. Love it. Hold on. Bonjour. Okay, so sorry, I had to go deal as you know. Wait, sorry, I'm fixing the camera in case you're watching this. I really love uploading this on YouTube. I feel like it's like a cute little like community that we have of just little, you know. But I had to go. I feel like as I'm getting older, so is my mother, and one of the biggest reasons why I don't necessarily want to move out is because my mother's a little bit older, and I don't want to jinx anything, but I had to go get her medicine because they were almost closing, and I like literally like drove like not illegally fast, but I was like, you know, but hi, okay, we were talking about The Substance. I genuinely love this movie, like the message, you know, like how I genuinely do believe that I wish at the end the monster would have eaten all of those like evil white men, but it is okay. I loved it. I thought it was an amazing movie. I did not realize that there were going to be 2 separate humans. I feel like if I were ever to take The Substance, I wouldn't have, because I would have agreed if we were the same brain, but it was like 2 separate humans. I did not love that. And then we also watched The Joker do. I would rate it 3 stars. Obviously, it's a beautiful movie, and obviously I love Lady Gaga. Close to You, love that song. Why do birds suddenly up? Like, a really good song. Sorry, I'm like yawning. Oh, I've been drinking, I absolutely love that song. I do feel like the movie didn't really go to many places, which is okay. It is fine. It does not need to, like, you know, take you to so many places. But I was very shocked about the end. But yeah, would I watch it again? No. But did I enjoy it? Yes. I also watched Terrifier 3. I think it's one of, like, Terrifier is one of those, like, very gruesome and just bloody and just crazy movies. And I was a little freaked out. I was a little scared because, like, oh, it's scary. Like, the clown, like, Art the Clown is genuinely, like, he's kind of spooky, and I love it. Like, I love it, I love it, I love it. Ooh. I also watched Mother's a movie that I always put, you know, I'm always like, I'm going to watch it, but I never do. And Mother is about, it's like this whole movie, you never really know what's going on. It's about this author, and he has this beautiful wife, Jennifer. Oh, I love Jennifer Lawrence. love her. Like, I was genuinely getting upset as the movie went on because everyone was treating her horribly, and then the baby, and then the really really awful husband that she has, just so just an egoic mind. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. Egoic mind. And I read about the movie, what it was about, and it's such an incredible message about the earth and how humans are literally destroying the earth. And that's, if you look at it, like if you see the movie and then you read what it's about, it's like, oh wow, like that makes total sense. Like, I love it. I love movies that just make you think a little. Like, let's think a little. I also saw I saw a lot of movies like the arts. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just watching movies is so much more fulfilling than like either going on, I don't go on TikTok, but like, you know, just watching YouTube videos or like whatever it is, or like, okay, I've been into drag. Okay, wait, no, let's finish the movie review. The Menu. Love my sister Anya Taylor. I always want to call her Anya Taylor Mirage, like Anya Taylor. Like, I love her. Like she's in this movie The Menu, and it's such a good movie. I would rate it 4 stars. Like, it's about literally the menu, but it's about how this group of people who are constantly, like, they're very wealthy people, but they constantly like don't show any gratitude. They don't show anything like that is actually good for the chef, or like it's basically like how you treat people, whatever. But he had this specific dinner plan, like 6-course meal for these people, but her date, well, her that guy brought her because his date canceled, but the chef had a whole thing planned on each person because each person deserved to die. And it's a very good movie, and I really enjoyed it. But yes, I've been into Dragula. Like, literally my top, like, my shows is Dragula and Drag Race España. I am obsessed with Drag Race España. Like, any of them can win. I like didn't watch any shows, and I've been catching up like last week, and oh my god, like, I just love it. Like, I really do enjoy Drag Race España. Like, it's like, I don't know, like, I really love them. Although I sometimes don't understand their humor, I really love. I'm sorry, it's 7:25, and as you know, I get sleepy by 8. But I really love them. I did not finish last season. I don't know, like, last season was kind of but this season, so good, like, so good. Dragula, I am insanely like, I was so in love with season 6 that we watched all of the seasons from season. I haven't watched season 1. I need to watch season 1, but I've watched season 2, 3, and 4. Like, I was literally in the airport, in the airplane in France, like, watching Dragula. I really do not care if people are like, what are you watching? Like, girl, get with it. Like, something that I have learned within me is like my confidence, and like just my, like, I really don't care. It's like, I just don't care. Like, I really do not care. And I think it's something that sometimes we do need to care, but sometimes we really do not. Like, we really do not. Like, just don't care. Like everything is beautiful. Everything is romantic. Like, it's okay. Okay, also, like, last song that I want to show you to, you know, exit us out is, okay, This Is How I Went by BB Doobie. Okay, this album also, I streamed this album down in France, but I really love this song. Like, Scared to Speak. I just love her voice. I love her storytelling. Like, like, thank you, BB Doobie. Thank you. But yeah, that was today's episode. I love you so much. I wish I could hug you. But thank you so much for everything, for literally just like viewing this, or like for listening to this, or like thank you for entertaining my mind. I really appreciate you, and keep tuned, because I have this really beautiful wave of creativity and just flowness that I want to continue. I also spoke to the full moon last week, and I wrote her a letter, because I wrote her a letter about what I wanted and what I'm going, my intentions and my manifestations, and just how I'm feeling. And I feel very good and very nice about my creative flow. So, mwah. But yes, I love you. Bye.